Welcome to Ultimate Opinion with your boy Daniel, aka D Money. On this podcast, I intend to be subjective and transparent when giving my opinion on these topics. We are on episode 5. Yes, we finally made to episode 5. I got 5 on it. Um, this journey so far has been good. I like what I've been doing. I hope so far the information that I've been sharing with you guys been informative, really interesting. I hope you guys are learning a whole lot. That's what I plan to do with this podcast. Make it fun, make it interesting, make it informative, and just give you guys a voice to say how you feel about certain topics I talk about. Give your opinion about it. Of course, before we dive into today's episode, you guys know how I love getting my flowers. I love showing recognition, of course, to certain individuals, certain teams, um, certain programs, just to give people recognition. And of course, uh, the Kentucky Derby was a few weeks back. I hope everyone had a good and safe Kentucky Derby weekend. And what I have is congrats to the 151st Kentucky Derby winner, Sovereignty, jockey Junior Alvarado, and trainer Bill Mott. Unfortunately, Sovereignty did not race in the Preakness this year, which was last week. And of course, he's not going to be in the Belmont. So there goes another opportunity for a Triple Crown winner, which it seems like a lot of the trainers are now moving forward. Okay, if I win the Kentucky Derby, do I really want my horse to race a couple weeks later in the Preakness? That's what it looks like because I want to say the last time this happened was in 2019. So it looks like it's a transition. Back in the day, everyone loved, especially if you're into horse racing, which I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really a horse racing person. The Kentucky Derby is the only thing that I really watch because it's local. But when it comes to the Preakness and the Belmont, that's really not my go-to. But for avid horse racing fans, uh, I think you guys might want to realize that we're going through a time where most trainers and perhaps owners, they're the Triple Crown is not a big deal like it was back in the day. Of course, once a horse won a Kentucky Derby, you just assumed, okay, they're gonna be in the Preakness, the Belmont. But I think they're transitioning away from that. I know a lot of trainers have said they feel like within 2 weeks, they feel like between the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness, that's not enough time to get their horses trained and back up to par. So I mean, it's I understand it. I feel like if that's what a trainer and owner want to do, then that's fine. But for you avid racehorse fans, yeah, a Triple Crown that might be the past now because I don't think a lot of the newer generation of trainers and owners, the Triple Crown really don't mean nothing anymore like it did back in the day. So just keep that in mind that I'm sure in the years to come, a lot of horses that wins the Kentucky Derby, they might not be entered in the Preakness or the Belmont, just to keep that in mind. But like I said, of course, congrats to Sovereignty winning the 151st Kentucky Derby. And another thing, you guys know I love my Dallas Cowboys. But a couple weeks ago, they released the 2025 NFL schedule. And the Dallas Cowboys will open up the season, that first Thursday night game against the defending champions, Philadelphia Eagles. I feel like it's a conspiracy. I feel like it's a slap in the face. I feel like being a Dallas Cowboy fan, it's a big F you. But I just want to give a word of advice to the Dallas Cowboy fans that will be in attendance. Okay, now you're gonna be in Philadelphia. Of course, Philadelphia is supposedly known as the brotherly love, the city of brotherly love, which is a damn lie. Their fans are obnoxious, they're rude, they're unbearing, they're classless. And I've always said it's a poor man's New York City. Yeah, I said it. Philadelphia is nothing more than a poor man's New York City with his fake, stupid Rocky character that they idolize, which is freaking stupid. But Dallas Cowboy fans, when you are there, have class. But I am telling you guys, once that banner drop, it's okay to boo. You have the right to boo the hell out of that stupid looking Super Bowl banner with the stupid green eagle. You have the right to boo, and hopefully we can walk out of that stadium with a dub. Because it's going to be a whole lot of trash talking that week. We already know it. Philadelphia fans is going to give it to us, and we expect it. We expect that week being the opening game of the season. Philadelphia Eagle fans going to be talking trash, talking nonsense. We expect that. But I'm just telling you, Dallas Cowboy fans, have class. Be in that stadium. Control yourself. But when that banner drop, I want to hear thousands of boos because I'm going to be at home watching myself booing the hell out of it. So I want us all in unison to just boo the hell out of that stupid banner that's going to drop. Now that I got that off my chest, uh, I think it's time to dive into today's episode. Today's episode, what I'm going to discuss is something that I believe that every individual knowingly or unknowingly might not know that you actually been in this predicament. Today I'm going to discuss benefits of being a side piece. I'm not talking about a side piece of chicken. I'm not talking about a side piece of vegetables, fruit. No, I'm talking about benefits of being a side piece, which means either you are in a relationship and you have a side piece, or you are not and you are the side piece. Speaking from a man's perspective, when I was doing my research, I was able to see 3 examples I'm gonna give of the benefits of being a side piece, and that's only speaking from a man's perspective. I'm not a woman, so I don't know how women may see it. This isn't an attack on women, but when I was doing my research, celebrity wise, I was only able to research women who have been side pieces. So once again, women, this is not a shot or a dig at you. I researched in and out, and there's only one celebrity male that I was able to find that's actually doesn't mind being a side piece and didn't see it as a big deal as being one. So when I give my examples, like I'm saying, I'm speaking from a man and a man's perspective. Um, I'm gonna give some examples of the benefits of being a side piece. Then I'm gonna also give an examples of women who has benefited from being the side piece and got the ring, and the women who are literally just a side piece of ass. And I really hope when I break down these categories and give examples of what it is to still be a side piece, uh, how to deal with it, because after I give my examples, of course, I'm gonna speak from experience, and of course give my opinion and my history on both sides of the app. Basically, if you're in a relationship and you have a side piece, or if you're not in a relationship but you are the side piece. So let's go ahead and dig into today's episode. So it's gonna be funny. Nick Cannon once said, I'd rather be a side dude who knows everything than the main dude who is in the dark. So when I was giving my example about how I could only find one celebrity side dude, it was Nick Cannon. Um, I'm not a Nick Cannon fan. His music was whack. Most of his movies is whack. The only good movie he did was Drumline. He seems corny as hell, but I have to agree with Nick Cannon on that statement. Being the side dude who knows everything to the main dude in the dark. Oh, because there is something to that. And that's why I'm going to break down the benefits and, like I said, get some examples on how it seems like it can be some benefits if you wait it out on being the side piece, no matter if you're a side dude or a side chick. It is benefits to that. So everyone knows what an illegitimate kid is. The one that never gets claimed when people are around. You go to family's home and there are no pictures around. Being the side piece is almost the exact same thing, except in this case, you aren't screwing your family. A lot of you guys, or have been, the side guy to a girl or to a number of girls at a time. There are benefits to being the side guy, and I have some examples. So, once again, I'm talking from a guy's perspective. I really wish on this episode I could have had a female guest that could have gave me her perspective on, well, for one, if she's been a side chick or she is a side chick, because I feel like only guys will probably understand this episode. Because, like I'm saying, I'm speaking from a guy from experience, and when I was doing my research, guys that have gave their opinion on why it's beneficial to be a side dude, but I really want to have women see it from my point of view either, but it's hard because, like I said, all I can do is speak from an experience of being a guy and the benefits of being a side guy. So, example one, you don't have to deal with the BS. If you're the main guy, you had to work your way into the draws. You'll do stuff like dates, watch rom coms, have to listen to her prior effed up relationships and guy problems. And also sometimes being that shoulder for her to lean on. Sometimes these can be demanding tasks, they can be overwhelming, they can be irritating, and they can cause stress. Being the side guy exempts you from all that, all these issues, because nothing is expected from you. That's what people don't realize. When you are a side piece, you're literally only there for one thing, to do one thing. So nothing big or major is expected from you. Speaking from a man's perspective, all you have to do is give her the third leg. To me, that's the main benefit of being, once again, a side piece is when it comes to physical. All you had to do, in my case, being a guy, is just give her the pipe. Do some tricks that her man won't or can't do. Easy as that. That was example one. Example two, you are incognito, meaning you never have to worry about being caught with another girl because she's worried about the same thing with her dude. She gets nervous and tell you to be quiet when she gets that unexpected call, thinking her dude is asking, "What are you doing? Where are you at?" Or wondering, "When are you going to come home?" On the other hand, you're trying to go a few more rounds in the bed, in the shower, on the floor, in the dining room, wherever. Showing her some new moves that you might have seen on the hub, that you might have seen on YouTube, who knows? You are also free to do whatever you want, and she can't say anything to you. You can mess around with other girls and avoid her calls and texts if you have other females lined up. So once again, being a side guy, you're not obligated to nothing committed. Okay, you may be there physically and all that, but you, this girl that you banging or whatever, she's in a whole relationship. That's her obligation. You being the side piece, you are free to do whatever. But from experience, I'm gonna tell you guys how that gets fishy because like I said, speaking from a guy's perspective, women run off of emotions. So when you're the side guy, if you're messing around with a female that's in a relationship, she's gonna get her feelings. Um, she's gonna feel like she's risking it all for you, and you're out here being free and doing and screwing whatever. But once again, that's not your problem. You're not the one in the relationship. She is. So just keep that in mind. And I got one more example. If you are a charmer who knows his way with the ladies, you would take full advantage of this, turn being the side guy into a blessing. You would get unlimited sex, have fun with either code names or code words, and see another side female who loves being with you, hate leaving, going back home to someone she despises. So, most of the time, if you're sneaking around, I'm talking from a side person's perspective. If you don't have the 10-digit code number saved, you might come up with code words. I know this. Um, which means that there's probably only certain times of the day that you all can communicate. So, for example, you may text her saying, "I love Skittles." Skittles could mean something. Like I said, that could be you guys' code words. So let's say, for instance, you're the side piece. You've messed around with a female that's in a relationship, or vice versa. You're the side girl, you're messing around with a dude that's in a relationship. You come up with code words. He or she texts Skittles. It could mean anything. So say that other person's partner go through the phone, it's not gonna be suspicious because it's just a word Skittles. Where you guys know it means something. And that's what the game is. Like if you're gonna do this, you have to be discreet about it. You have to make sure you got either code words or code names that only you guys know about. That if that person's partner go through their phone, it's not gonna be anything suspicious or anything weird. Because okay, you just talking about some candy. Them not knowing that's actually a code word for something else. Um, and another thing is, I would highly not recommend if you are the side piece to send any inappropriate photos because that can really just blow things up. Because once again, you don't know which partner has access to their significant other's phone, passwords. So you might not want to do that. You might not want to send anything explicit. That's on social media, in a text, email. You don't. I wouldn't suggest to do that because that can go south real quick, and it can make for a hostile confrontation. So I won't suggest to do that. So I gave 3 examples. I'm gonna run by them again on benefits of being a side piece, which again I'm restating again. This is only coming from a guy's perspective. Women, I'm sure you all could live by this too, but being a guy, I'm only speaking from like I said, a guy's perspective and how most guys think. So I'm not gonna go through, you know, in detail like I just did, but I'm just run by the examples again. Okay, example one was you don't deal with the BS of a relationship. Uh, example two, you are incognito, meaning you can be discreet, you can hide, all that good stuff. And then, of course, example three, you're a charmer, you know your way with the ladies, you know what to offer. So that is if you are a side guy or planning to be a side guy, it's just you just got to know the game and know the rules. That's what it's all about. Because at the end of the day, it's about not getting caught. We all know this. We're not stupid. It's about not getting caught. It's about it's about getting away with having an affair with someone else and no one else knowing. So earlier I stated that I was able to, with doing my research, I was able to um find some example of women who unfortunately have been the side piece, and some of those who benefited from it and some of those who didn't. Um so what I'm going to do right now is give an example of women who are literally just a side piece of ass, meaning there's no feelings involved. Um it's just physical. It's just sex. That's basically what it is. When you are literally just a side piece of ass, it's no emotion. It's all just physical. It's sex, sex, sex. And I got some example of women, unfortunately, who has fallen in this category. I'm sure now will they have regrets? Possibly. But at the time, physical sex, speaking to adults, young adults, you like it, it's fun, it's spontaneous, but do you want to be seen as more than just a piece of ass? And the first example I have is Amy Fisher. I think everybody know this story. Long Island teenager Amy Fisher was a side piece to auto body shop owner Joey Buttafuoco, who at the time was married to Mary Jo Buttafuoco. Fisher took things to another level when, in 1992, at the age of 17, she shot and severely wounded Mary Jo Buttafuoco. Singer Rihanna was in a on and off again relationship with ex-boyfriend R&B singer Chris Brown, which we all got tired of seeing that shit gone for a few years. It got old and tiring. In 2012, Rihanna was the side piece to Chris Brown, who was in a relationship with actress Karrueche Tran. Monica Lewinsky. White House intern Monica Lewinsky was a side piece to President Bill Clinton, who is married to Hillary Clinton. Jokingly, Monica Lewinsky is often referred to as the original Olivia Pope from the hit show Scandal. That's just sad. So those was women who were literally just the side piece ass. Like they were with these powerful men who only see them as one thing. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Like you are only good for laying on your back. Granted, Amy Fisher took it to new heights when she attempted to kill Joy Buttafuoco's wife, Mary Jo. Rihanna, of course, like I said, she had a on and off again relationship with Chris Brown. And then, Monica Lewinsky, she basically got the short end of that stick. Of course, the House tried to impeach President Clinton. That didn't work. And Monica Lewinsky was the one that was embarrassed throughout the thing. I mean, Hillary Clinton didn't divorce Bill. He was still president, and he basically went on with life where Monica Lewinsky was the one that was hearing the jokes. She was the one dealing with the scrutiny, the judgmental. And granted, I think now she's doing okay. I think she wrote a book, she got a podcast, but for someone in their early 20s, that's probably really damaging. Like, I don't know if Monica Lewinsky felt a certain type of way about Bill, but he showed her straight up that you are just an intern and you are literally just a piece of ass to me. Like, this is what I see you as. And sometimes being the side piece, you had that reality check where, okay, you like, okay, maybe, just maybe, I'm something more to this person, still just sex. Maybe they see me as much more. But that wasn't the case. And I am about to give an example of women who I don't know if it's by luck or by that word love that started off as a side piece, but they got the ring. And like I said, maybe these men seen them as much more than just a piece of ass, somebody that they actually cared about and loved. So I got another category for side pieces who benefited and got the ring or just the relationship. Basically, they stole, I'm going to say it, they stole that man from their significant other. Going to start off with Gabrielle Union. Actress Gabrielle Union was a side piece to NBA star Dwayne Wade, who at the time was married to his high school sweetheart, Sylvan Funches. I hope I didn't mess up your name, sister. Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade married on August 30th, 2014. Jocelyn Hernandez. TV personality and actress Jocelyn Hernandez was a side piece to record producer Stevie J, who at the time was in a relationship with reality TV personality Mimi Faust. So Jocelyn, she didn't get the ring, but she got the kid and the relationship. That's still better than just being a side piece of ass, right? Angelina Jolie. Actress Angelina Jolie was a side piece to actor Brad Pitt, who at the time was married to actress Jennifer Aniston. Their love affair started during the hit movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt was married on August 14th, 2014. one of my favorite singers, and I'm not gonna say childhood crush because she's always been attractive. The Miss Alicia Keys. Singer Alicia Keys was a side piece to rapper and record producer Swiss Beats, who at the time was married to R&B singer Mashonda Teferi. I probably done jotted that name. I'm sorry. Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats were married on July 31st, 2010. Last and not least, Queen Camilla. Camilla was a side piece to Prince Charles, who is now king. Their affair lasted nearly 20 years before the two got married. At the time, Prince Charles was married to Princess Diana. Charles and Camilla was married on April 9th, 2005. So those ladies, like I said, I don't know if it was by pure luck or love, were the side pieces that got the ring and that became the wives. That's rare that happens, but I guess these ladies had something that these men were willing to leave their wives for, being the side pieces. Um, as I always start off with my podcast, I always said that I like to be transparent and real with you guys. Me, I've been on both sides of the coins in relationships, particularly one. I've had a side piece, and I can tell you guys, two relationships which these young ladies were in, living with their fiancés or boyfriends, I was a side guy. I'm nor proud or ashamed of the position I was in. I say that because in relationships, you don't really understand the dynamics of it. Okay, why is this woman or this man got a side piece? And I know the old cliche is, well, if you're not happy, break up with that person. That's easier said than done. Because sometimes, if you're with a partner, and if they're giving you something emotionally, but not physically, what are you gonna do? Or vice versa. If they're giving you something physically and not emotionally, what are you gonna do? I I I do believe that's possible. It might sound selfish that you could be in love with two people at the same time, but it could be different reasons. I do believe that. And for me, in my circumstance, of me being the side guy to both of these females at different times, I felt like I was there for them when they needed me most. Was it physical? Was it emotional? Was it just a shoulder just to lean on? I knew what I was doing. I'm not gonna say it was wrong, but I, I always say if your significant other has to step out for some reason, what are you not doing? What is it that I'm doing that you're not? Why is it that they find the need to step out? And I think that's what we have to realize. You got some people that cheating is something that you don't go into a relationship thinking about happening, or you think it's not going to happen. Or you got some people who just cheat on purpose. And I'm not going to sugarcoat that. You do got some men and women who just cheat constantly. For what? Who knows? But there are some instances where, okay, did you fall out of love? Did the sex get boring? Did the emotional attachment start to tear away. Like, what was it that made you want to step out? I'm not glorifying cheating. I'm not saying that you should go out to do it, but there are some instances where you have some couples who are in open relationships. I've been in an open relationship before where okay, no boundaries, no ties to each other. Okay, I'm gonna do you, I'm gonna do me, and you do you. But at the end of the day, we're still together, but it's okay for us to step out and do this and that. Some couples are swingers. Some couples, I mean, I always say whatever works best for your relationship, do it. If having side pieces or stepping out is something that some couples like to do and you guys are on board with it, what's the big deal? Once again, I don't like the whole judgment part. I don't judge relationships or why people do what they want to do in a relationship. So being a side piece can sometimes be, I'm not gonna say stress because it's not, but in the case with mine, I know I can say for sure, one of the young ladies that I was with, she was getting engaged and she actually was having second thoughts. And me being in my side guy mode was just like, okay, now you know what this is about. Are you gonna really jeopardize your future with somebody that actually loves you and actually cares about you just to keep this fling up? I'm not worth it. I don't think it was worth it. So sometimes being the side guy, you have to, like I said, I'm speaking from a guy's perspective. Okay, being the side piece, sometimes you have to have that reality check with that person you're having that fling with and be like, wait a minute, wait a minute. We know what this is about. Emotions should not be involved. It should all just be physical. But sometimes that's not the case because, like I was saying, being a guy, I know firsthand that sometimes women's emotions get involved. And I I am one to believe that the more you have sex with a person, the more committed and attached you become. And that's where it gets confusing and cloudy. And that's when emotions can get involved. And that's when you playing your part as a side piece had to be like, wait a minute, time out, time out. This ain't supposed to be a this ain't supposed to be emotional. It's all supposed to be physical. And that's where it gets complicated and confusing. And I just believe that us as humans, like I was saying at the start of the show, I don't know if a lot of people know that they have been the side piece or are the side piece. Um, it's just society. Like we just want so much more, and and like I was saying, we're selfish. You know, we definitely, excuse me, we definitely live in a world where it's all about me and my needs and what I want. And I do believe that if, once again, I'm not saying that it's right. And I do believe that if you are with someone who you feel like ain't really offering you that type of support, that you are gonna step out. Cause I'm all about communication. Um, Once again, I'm not glorifying or I'm not saying that cheating is okay. Do not misinterpret my words. But if you have a serious conversation with your significant other about anything, physical, emotional, whatever, and if it's still not getting through, or they're just don't give a damn. I believe that's when can become an accident. Okay, yeah, of course, they're gonna be like, well, you know what you're doing. You know you're in a relationship. You ain't supposed to be entertaining this guy, that girl, whatever. But if someone comes along and gives you or offers you something that your significant other is not giving you at that time, it's a trap, and you will fall for that trap. And you cannot sit here and tell me that doesn't happen. If you're a female, you got your hair done, got your nails done. Your dude don't say anything about it. Don't say how good it looks. That makes you feel some type of way. That makes you feel like, okay, I did all this and he's not even recognizing how I look. Some other guy comes around. Oh, I like that hair. You look real nice. What does that make her what does that make her think? Okay, well, this guy recognized the way I look. He complimented me. My own guy didn't even do this. And that's how it starts. And that's why I was saying relationships is so hard. Like, you have to do the work. You can't get comfortable. You can't be like, okay, I got this person. So now we good. I don't have to do nothing, I don't have to say nothing, date not. No, 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 no. I always say when you are with somebody, you work extra hard to keep them. You don't let up. You don't stop with the date night, the flowers, the candy, the compliments. You don't stop. You keep that shit going. Cause it's a relationship. You don't get comfortable. Because I always say it's always somebody there, male or female, who is waiting to take your spot. You might not know it. Hell, they might not know it, but just in an instance like that, somebody is gonna be there to take your spot or just to be the side piece. And that's what happens. Uh, and also, I I think now with the world we live in, we do glorify things that may not seem right or things that are just normal. Um, you have music and movies. Like I got a few examples. Music. Now this is where I was actually able to find musician, men saying about being the side piece or having the side piece. Um, glorifying side pieces in music and movies. Music. One song, Rico Love, They Don't Know, Trey Songz, Last Time, Escape, My Little Secret. And then of course in movies and TVs, we have side pieces all over the place. Oh, a few movies that come to mind is The Family That Prays. Sanaa Lathan's character, Andrea, she was a side piece to her boss. Scandal, of course, what I was just talking about, Kerry Washington playing Olivia Pope. She was a side piece of the president. And of course, on Winter Excel, Whitney Houston's character, Savannah, who was a side piece to the Allstate guy. And I think this been going on 25, 30 years where I'm not saying we're glorifying, but we're just showing that this happens every day. People are okay with being the side piece, male or female. This ain't. I said this ain't nothing new. What I'm telling you guys ain't nothing new. I'm just bringing awareness to it. Like now, like I was saying, doing my research, it's benefits to that. Like this is the world that we live in now. Being the side piece is not the most terrible thing anymore. Because some people say it could be second choice. I I don't know. I don't know because of course, when you have a meal or whatever, you always go back for seconds, right? So is that really bad? That being the side piece is a second choice. I don't think that term can work anymore because you keep coming back. And then in some cases, the examples I just gave with some of these young ladies, you benefit from it and you are just now more than the side piece. So that whole second choice, I think it's crazy now. Like I said, that's just the world we live in now, where it's not taboo. Okay, you got a side piece or you a side piece. Okay, whatever. Like I said, the thing is now just, do you know or do you not know? Because me personally, um, I when I was a side dude to those females, I'm glad that they were honest and they gave me the choice to, like, okay, so my situation. Are you okay with that? And whatever. So it gave me the choice to be like, okay, am I going to deal with it or not? Because I know the consequences and I know what it's all about. Versus some people that don't even know that they're the side piece. Now that's the scary part. You're not even knowing you're out with this person and you getting jumped a shot and you just like, this person didn't tell me that they was in a full blown relationship or married. So I mean, once again, I think it takes, I'm not gonna say courage. I just think somebody that can admit, be like, okay, I'm married, I'm in a relationship, I'm not happy, I'm feeling you. How do you feel about us messing around on the side? And they put that ball in your court because you could easily be like, okay, I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with the drama or what comes along with it. Or you could be like, you know what, it is what it is, or we can rock together, whatever. So I respect people more when they can be honest about it and be like, yeah, you can just be my side piece versus you not knowing. And that's why I was again saying communication is so important. You guys, if you are contemplating or thinking about being in that predicament where you want a side piece or you are a side piece, my suggestion is you have a conversation with that person. You guys sit down and be like, okay, if we're going to agree to do this, how are we going to do it? Is feelings going to be involved? Is it just going to be physical? I said, have a conversation. And once again, I'm not judging anyone. If that's what you decide to do and you like that, so be it. If you feel like you're worth more and you don't want to be second choice, then you don't have to do it. But I do believe a conversation need to be had. You and that person need to sit down and be like, okay, how are we going to do this? What are we going to do? Um, and and I believe if the conversation takes place and you know where you stand, you just gotta see what happens. Just like these young ladies that I read off who was the side chicks and they benefited and they got the ring and they became the main chick slash the wife. Because sometimes it happens. And you just don't know what can happen in that predicament. So that's why I want you guys to think about, if you happen to catch yourself falling for someone who's taken, or if you're in a relationship and you happen to see someone that you're interested in, and they're either single or in a relationship, and if you guys happen to vibe and all that, uh, because I mean, love happens in mysterious ways, and you can't control that. Um, Lust again, that happens too. But that's where the conversation needs to come in. Where, okay, so what are we gonna do? Like I said, will we get emotions in this, or is it just physical? Uh, And I believe that whatever relationship you desire to be in or want to be in, it's all about your happiness. Some people are happy being the side piece. Some people having a side piece or whatever. It's all about your happiness. And if you want to have one of those relationships where you're all over the place, fine, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's about how you feel about yourself and how you see yourself. Excuse me. And like I was saying, relationships are hard. You have to work at it. And if you want a good, stable relationship, then this episode might not even be for you. But I decided to do this topic because I know a lot of people won't admit it that they've either been a side piece or have side pieces. So I wanted to do this episode to let you know that okay, you're not being judged. It's okay to do what you're doing, but just know that once again, there's consequences. Do your significant other know about what you're doing, or do you know that you're the side piece? I just want you to know that if you do decide to, like I said, be a side piece or have a side piece, just know that it's extra work. It's extra work. And are you willing to do that for that person? That's what I want you to think about. Is this person worth it for you to either jeopardize a relationship or for you not to get in a relationship yourself because you're holding on to this person that's in a relationship? It's all just thinking. That's what I want. It's all just thinking. It's no judgment. It's just how do you see yourself? And this is what's best for you. And once again, I really hope that today's episode was informative, gave you guys an idea of where I stand when it comes to being the side piece. Because once again, I don't judge anyone's relationship. I feel like, again, whatever makes you happy in a relationship, that's the go to. And if you and your significant other agree to have side pieces, or if you happen to just accidentally, I use that word loose, accidentally happen to get a side piece that you just know what you're doing, that you're being safe, and that you know, like I was saying, the consequences that comes with that. Um, so I just want you guys to think about that. Once again, thanks for tuning into my show today. When giving these opinions, most of the time, my personal feelings are involved. Once again, I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to hear your opinion. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, I'm your boy Daniel, aka D Money. And until next time, be blessed. I'm out.